So you were talking. You had epiphany when you were talking with Sharon.
Yeah, about the wave and where not waving may have started, and I think I might be onto something, but you're going to have to wait for that.
Okay.
Or I can tell you off camera.
I love it. So, but you did bring up a good point. So let's continue with this subject because I like this subject, and maybe some people will get bent out of shape about it. But
Ooh, you think? We can only hope. We can
know.
only hope. Hey, listen, the way I look at it is people who are bent out of shape equals views.
There you go. Good. Well, with our reputation from the old days on New England Routers, we should have a whole bunch of views, right?
Yeah, what's up with that?
I know. Me and you were like, I was the first controversial one, but then when you took over, holy smokes, you like.
Went to a whole different level of
You ran with it, man. Yeah. So
well, that's just me. And you know what? To this day, I can't understand what was controversial about anything.
Must be a parade in town.
I mean, I did the whole fingerprint thing. But
was that the start of that must have been the kind of the start of your controversial run at New England
I don't
Routers.
know. It might have just been a continuation.
Funny. So you brought up about
Racing,
and like you're a Suzuki guy, I'm a Ducati guy. Is there this? So there certainly is something between Harley riders and sport bike or Jap bike.
but I know what
right?
that. I know what that is. You want me to tell you? I'm going to tell you what it is, but you can't put it in this video.
All right.
Or do you want me to just hold off and wait?
No, I want you to hold off because
okay,
they will give me something to look forward to seeing.
Okay.
And
Yeah. So I got to get that video done.
Yeah, you got to get it done. But there is something there though, right?
No question about it.
Okay.
Particularly with Harley guys.
And is it so? I think we're gonna go left here. I want to go on the road where Mason's is, which I think is this way. I wonder what's going on in town though. Wonder what must be just like a. What town is this? Brookline?
This is not Brookline, New Hampshire.
Brookline, New Hampshire.
No. Is it?
Yeah. It's Brookline, New Hampshire. It's a sign up there. Must be like Brookline Days or something.
This is not Brookline.
Yeah, it says Brookline on the signs up there. It's Brookline.
Listen, Brookline is over on the coast near Kingston.
No, it isn't. Brookline. Yeah, listen, Richie, you're gonna have to edit these foo-bars out. This is Brookline, New Hampshire.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong town.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about Newton.
Oh.
Newton is over on the coast, and you know why I get those two confused?
Why?
Because they both have sister towns in Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's right. And those two, I think Brookline and Newton are connected.
Very close.
Connected.
Yeah, very close.
Oh, look at the old school van coming. Look at that.
Dude, hey,
that is cool.
I got video. I can't even remember where we were. 3 old school, and I'm talking old school choppers going up the highway.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I got video of it.
Now, I would like an old school chopper. I'd ride one of those. So I'll say this first before we get too much into this whole Harley versus the rest of the world crap. I personally have no problem with anybody, whatever they ride, whether it's a cruiser, sport bike, Italian, German, American. I am a true motorcyclist.
Ditto.
I have no issue. The only issue I have is when somebody has an issue with what I ride because of what it is. So, and there just seems to be a lot of those people out there, and maybe there's more American HD riders that are like that versus anything else, but that's just my observation. So, that being said, is there the same type of what term would you give that the animosity between a Harley guy and a sport bike guy? Is there?
What term, huh?
So whatever it is there the same issue between a Honda guy and a Yamaha guy, or a Suzuki guy and a Kawasaki guy, or is it just HD versus the world?
Yeah, I think personally, I think there are issues between brands, but I think the issues between a Honda guy and a Yamaha guy are very different than the Harley guy.
Okay.
I think that the difference between the Jap bikes, the rivalry, it's really just kind of good natured. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because your race team wins, or I can bust your balls because your race team hasn't won in 20 years or whatever it is. But it's just good natured ribbing. But I really think that there's an animosity on the part of Harley Davidson riders towards other brands of bikes.
And is it equal on both sides? Are there just as many sport bike guys who have that same animosity towards the Harley guy?
No, I don't think so.
It's more good.
You know what? Honestly, Jim, and I this is in my video too. Honestly, I think that sport bike guys, I think these days are not like sport bike guys were when you and I were sport bike guys. I think that they're a little bit more. It's not that they don't like riding, but I think that they're a little bit less into the history and the specifics and the details. I'm not saying they're all like that, but I think the larger majority of them are really kind of not as tuned into specifications and all of that kind of stuff like we used to be. So I think that the younger generation of riders are not, they're into their bike, but they're not into necessarily bikes. We were into bikes. It didn't matter, man. If it had two wheels, it could be a freaking mini bike. How's that? It could be a moped. It didn't matter to me. It was two wheels. I still want to ride it.
Yeah, well, you're right. And I wonder what's the reason for that, because I remember when I first got into motorcycles, I would read every single magazine, every single thing you could find in print about motorcycles, and this was long before the internet.
Me too.
So, and I used to drive my ex-wife and my in-laws. I would be with my ex-in-laws. We'd be together somewhere in the car, and on the highway, and a bike would be going zipping by, and I'd say, "Oh, 1994, YZF 600F."
Right.
And I would, just from an instant second of seeing something,
right,
I knew exactly what it was.
Yep.
And usually the year, and I think that was mostly because I was trying to absorb my brain because I was so into motorcycles.
Me too. Me too.
I wanted to read everything about it.
Same exact thing.
So I'm hoping that there's still a lot of that out there.
Yeah, well, this is what I was going to say when you said, why is that? And you kind of beat me to the punch. What I was going to say, because they don't read the way we did.
Yeah.
They just don't. They have the internet. If it's not on a YouTube video, they're not seeing it. If it's not on the internet, and here's the proof, Jim. Here's the proof. Have you seen the consolidation of the motorcycle magazine industry?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's just not as many people reading it. The young people don't do that. They won't sit. And you know what? It's not because, I think it's just because they have so many other things to keep them occupied. For us, man, I could spend 45 minutes on the toilet reading the latest Cycle Gear magazine. Matter of fact, I might have hemorrhoids because of Cycle Gear. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I couldn't wait. When I got them in the mail, I would sit down on the toilet, or
there you go,
and read it from cover to cover.
There you go. That's why I said I might have hemorrhoids because of that.
Yep.
So I think that's the difference. I think it's just a generational thing, really, and they're not as absorbed. They're absorbed. I hate to say this, but it seems that most of them are more absorbed with themselves than what's around them. Is that cruel?
Is it cruel? Is that what you said, or cool?
Cruel.
No, I don't think it's cruel. I think it's some. I think you're probably. We're turning right here. I think you're probably very accurate. I know that there's something about, like, if something doesn't catch your interest on the internet, like within the first 7 seconds, you're like 98% likely to just click away and keep going. So,
right.
Um,
And the other thing is, having been a school teacher for a while, I will say this: there a lot of what we were able to do, Jim, in terms of reading information on motorcycling or racing or whatever it was, absorbing it and remembering it, had a lot to do with the way we were taught, or at least the way I was taught. I can't really speak for you, but I know that in my day, memorization was very important. It was considered a skill, and it was something you had to learn. I can tell you, in schools these days, they just don't insist on. You don't even have to memorize your multiplication tables, believe it or not.
really?
And I know, for me, that was like you had to do that, right? You had to.
Yeah.
1 through 12, I had to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that part of it too is that they don't really have the skill. They haven't developed the skill to kind of absorb that much information, retain it, and then spit it out like we were able to. Maybe I could be wrong. Who knows?